Welcome to Talkin Comics. We've got Alex Steffen with us. Before we jump in your comic, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, I am Alex Steffen. I am a 22-year-old comic writer, author, and illustrator from Cincinnati, Ohio. Originally from Indy, but I'm out here in Cincy. I just made a short 24-page comic issue called Everyone's Carl. It's about a guy who ends up in a world where everyone is himself. It's super wacky and ridiculous, and the graphic novel should be coming out. It's going to be available for pre-order in like 2 weeks, which is super cool. Yeah.
So probably around the
hmm
time this episode airs, it'll be
Yeah.
available. Where are you going to
Yeah.
sell it for pre-order?
Pre-order is available on steffenworks.com. That's
Okay.
where I got an online shop, and then I'm doing Indianapolis Comic Con in June, and I'm currently a senior at the Art Academy of Cincinnati, and I have a senior show where books are going to be sold, and it's a super cool show. It's going to be fun. Yeah.
Very cool. So you're doing a full graphic novel. How many pages?
Yes. Yes. It is 80 pages. So
80
not
page.
super. Yeah.
Where
It was
you have the book, Everybody's Carl. Is this just like a pre to the novel, or what is how does this tie in?
so it's the first 24 pages of the graphic novel. So it's
Okay.
kind of like a teaser for what is to come next. It starts with Carl in very simple, basic home world, and he ends up accidentally by the end of the book, he ends up in a world where everyone is himself. And the rest of the book, the 60 pages that follow, are him navigating through that space.
Very cool. Very cool. So have you sold this yet, or this is just the handout at the moment?
So I sold around 100 copies of that.
Sweet.
I did Cincinnati Comic Con, and I have an online shop that people can buy things through, but kind of just like word of mouth situation, like, hey, I have a book, um, that type of situation. But yeah, doing pretty, yeah. It sold quite a bit, for at least my first time. But it's been a super, really crazy, fun experience.
How long has this been available?
Yeah, it's been available since October 2025, and that's when the first issue, the issue that you have the variant cover issue that I released separately, is kind of like a little like fun, it's still the same book, but just fun, different cover that people can like enjoy. I had another market that I did where I released the cover. So there's only actually like, I think 20 copies of that book that you have
Wow.
over there. Yeah.
You should have signed it.
I know,
I'll
I
have
know. I've
I
had,
give people crap
I,
all the
well,
time. If you're gonna send me
yeah,
something, it better be signed. No, just
I
kidding.
know, I know. Well, oh my gosh. When I sent it out originally, I was sending out orders because I just released another book on my website called Valedictorian, which is about a speedster that only uses his powers to get better grades. Also, kind of like same kind of ridiculous flow that I got going on, but I was shipping out a ton of different stuff. And so I just completely spaced. I had it written down too that I was going to cite it, and I did it. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I'll
Yeah.
actually be going through Cincy in a couple weeks. It's funny.
Awesome.
Um,
Yeah.
I'll be going through, headed to Michigan to get my comic book printed. So,
But yeah.
but I noticed I'll be going right through Cincinnati because I'll actually be going. I'm in North Carolina. That's
Yeah.
where I live, but I have to go to DC for a couple days for work, and I'm leaving from DC going to Michigan, and I'll be going right through Cincinnati. So I'm looking forward to stopping and getting some Skyline chili for lunch one day.
Absolutely. Skyline is the bomb. Skyline is so
I
good.
love it.
Love Skyline.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I only love it because I don't have one, near me. So if I had it near me every day, I'd probably get tired of it. But I actually have cans from the last time I was at Skyline over last summer, and I made some Skyline chili dip for Super Bowl. So
I love
I
some good
love it.
Super Bowl dip.
Right?
Yeah.
Uh,
That's awesome.
any excuse to get some Skyline chili. So you
Yeah.
say you're in art school?
Yes. Yeah. I'm at the Art Academy of Cincinnati right now.
What made you do that?
So I was I've always been interested in art. I grew up around a lot of authors, people who create like novels, short stories, a lot of situations like that. So I grew up writing and I was good at art, and I wasn't too good at anything else. So I was I they gave me a pretty solid scholarship based off my high school portfolio, and I was just decided in that moment to go with it. And now here we are 4 years later, and I'm wrapping up my last semester.
That's awesome. What's your plan after college?
Yeah, I have my plan. I want to establish my own comic book company and do the con circuit, get as ingrained into the Cincy community with comics as I can. I just got commissioned to do another book. I did a children's book over the summer that was a pretty fun experience, but at the same time it was kind of one of those things where I was like, I don't know if I want to do this forever, but comics definitely doing the circuits, doing like meeting people, selling books in person. I love it. I'm addicted to it. It's my favorite thing ever.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's something we're gonna start doing too, this summer. Well, actually next month. Um, I'm getting my comic printed in 2 weeks from today. Um, and then we're gonna start doing at least 1 to 2 shows a month for the next few months.
That's so
All over the
awesome.
place. Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
from Michigan, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Connecticut, maybe South Carolina. We're gonna be all over the place. But
Dang, that's
we're
awesome.
go-
That's really great.
right. We're going for the
Yeah.
podcast and the comic, so it'll be like a dual role, dual booth, right? Advertise
Yeah.
podcast, advertise, and have the comic for sale as well with us. The first comic is pretty much it's really linked to the podcast. It's got a lot of uh, people's covers, like people that I've interviewed. Their covers are in my book because part of it's set inside a comic shop. Um, and some, just some cool thing, tie-ins to the podcast and the community. So
Yeah.
it's going
Oh,
to be a
that's
pretty cool
awesome.
experience,
That's
I
really
think.
great. Yeah, absolutely. Like doing this, like getting out there, you have a really great brand as well that I really, really like. And
Thank you.
I mean, yeah, it's so fun. It's so fun. And yeah, yeah,
We do. We've been having a lot of fun with it. It's been a lot of work, but we have a lot of fun. Um, doing 2 podcasts a week, 2 to 3 a week. I record,
yeah.
um,
Wow.
and then releasing at least 2 a week, and then a reel a day at least. So it's a lot of work. But go
Yeah,
into
no,
like
absolutely.
how did you market this book? Everyone's Carl.
Yeah.
How'd you,
I, so the way that it worked for me, that I don't know if a lot of people, this was just the way that I was, um, like led towards it. And essentially what I did was I created a Kickstarter campaign initially before the book came out, and marketed that Kickstarter over the course of like 30 to 45 days, and I got full funding for it. And after that happened, then it was just came down to printing the book and then getting into the spaces where I could be like, "Hey, look at this thing that I have. Look at this thing. It's special to me." And I think because it's my first book, a lot of people were who I've met over the years and I'm friends with were like, I want to get a copy and order one. And I think having the website up where it was just a quick way for people to access it locally was huge game changer. Yeah.
There you go. So between Kickstarter and how much did you ask for on your Kickstarter?
I originally, for just the first issue, I asked for 600 and it ended at around 1200, which actually, like, there was a lot of uh it's actually helping fund the graphic novel,
Graphic novel,
which is,
right?
yeah, I'm so
Are you
excited
gonna
about it. I'm so
are you
excited.
gonna launch the graphic novel on Kickstarter?
I have the funds to get it fully printed,
Sweet.
um which I'm super, like, thankful and excited about. Uh, but I'm going to, that's just the model that I'm going to use for, like, it worked really well for issue one in the graphic novel. And hopefully, when I finish writing this next one, it'll help fund the next one, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah,
trying to go for. I'm coming out of
yeah,
pocket for this first one. I am gonna run a
yeah,
Kickstarter next month. Um, but like I'm only gonna ask for like $500 or something. I think it's gonna
yep,
set the goal
yeah.
because I'm gonna have it fully printed in my hands with I'm doing six covers, six well a cover and then five variant covers. Um,
Cool, okay.
but I'm going to get it printed, like I said, in 2 weeks, and then I'll have all of them in my hand, ready to go, and then I'll hit
Yeah,
launch on the Kickstarter, and then see what happens, and then have them for
that's
shows and
awesome.
stuff like that. So that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, how did you get into doing artwork? When did that start?
Oh, so growing up there, it was kind of something that I fell into as a result of my grandmas. Both my grandmas are artists. Not anything like known or like in galleries or anything like that, but they're both painters, and they grew when I was growing up, I spent a lot of time around both my grandmas, and it just kind of resulted in me really enjoying something, I think, for the first time, and then that kind of really spiraled into whatever this is.
Now, how do you do your artwork? Is it all digital or
I do a combination of digital and traditional. I think that traditional is a really lost art right now with like, because anyone can use Procreate or Illustrate, just digital. A lot of things are digital, and I think that there's a really important with keeping the sketches physical, because there's some line weight there that I really enjoy and it's really crispy, you know. But yeah, I do a lot of sketch work, and then that translates into the rough sketches for the pages that I do digitally. And then I do all the color work with in like Adobe Illustrator. Yeah, so digital, physical, little mix of both. I'm trying to
little
make it
mix of all
more,
of it?
yeah, I'm trying to make go more traditional, especially with, like, I keep getting so many TikTok videos about like inking tutorials, and they're all doing it by hand and it looks so delicious, and I'm like, oh, why can't that be me? Why can't that be me? But it will be, it will be.
It will be with practice, right? I'm struggling. I want to do artwork so bad, but I'm not good at it. I'm trying. It's just trying a little digital, a little physical.
Yeah.
I can sketch a little bit, but nowhere near good enough to like do a full comic book, right? That's my goal eventually is I wrote the first one, hired an artist, and I'm doing another one. That same thing, hired an artist. I'm in the middle of the
Yeah.
script, writing the script. Um, but yeah, I'm not there yet. I did a little test the other day, uh, because I have an idea of a Western too for probably the third or fourth book. And I did a little test of what I thought I want the cover to be, and it didn't come out too well. So I got some work to do.
Yeah. I mean, when I figured out, because I originally was throughout high school, they like you don't really get taught comic art or
No, not at
base
all.
level illustration. So I went into it as a fine artist. I did a lot of colored pencil and painting, acrylic paintings. And when I got here, it just switched up. It just, it's about how you practice and like compositioning. I read a lot of books. I read a lot of
Really?
books, and that helped a lot. Yeah. The,
Okay.
oh, what was it? Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud was just huge for me getting started into like how to panel and how to draw cartoons in a way that looked like my cartoons and not just someone else's, if that makes sense. But yeah.
What was the number one thing you took away from that book?
Oh, understanding comics. Scott McCloud is a genius. Scott McCloud is incredible. Um, I think I'm trying to remember. I He talks about creating character relatability and describes it like you're creating this character that people are putting themselves into, and the relatability isn't necessarily coming from the way that you're drawing it, but just from the fact that it's drawn, if that's explained well. I wish I had the quote off the top of my head, but he does a lot of stuff with visual relatability, and just how to get people to engage with your stuff, was really helpful.
Very cool. I'll have to check that one out. I haven't looked at that one.
Yeah.
I I got to go to an art class too. That's on my list. Finding a
Yeah.
like art class to go to, whether it's traditional, like whatever it is, just something to get back into it. I did a lot of
Yeah.
art in high school, but that was a long time ago. So it was a little bit more than 4 years ago for me. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's
I
okay.
mean, yeah, it's okay.
So you've done some other writing too, right? You started really as a writer. How did you get started writing?
I met my writing mentor. Uh, he was my seventh grade substitute teacher, and I figured out that he wrote some stuff for video games, and I was like, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard of or seen in my life. And he created a creative writing club. From there, I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Obviously, like I'm kind of doing that with the comics, but it's
Yeah,
much
for
different.
sure.
Yeah. Initially it was that love of video games, and he was really in the horror scene at the time. Uh, just creating silly stories on composition notebooks for a couple of years, and then it became kind of a little bit of a thing. It was pretty great.
So how'd you get the idea of everyone's Carl?
Yeah. Everyone's Carl came from my experience with existential dread. I'm about ready to leave this kind of bubble of a school that I've been at for 4 years that has been very helpful. But at the same time, like, I'm going into a field that is like getting annihilated by AI and a bunch of other like really like gnarly things keep happening to art like every other day. But the book was created to process that through the main character Carl, who feels very small and in his own world. And I put him in a world where he is both like the literal genetic blueprint for everyone around him, but he's still just as small as he was before. And so it was kind of using the way that he navigated through that crazy situation to help through the very real navigation of the stuff that I was going through at the time with existential dread and just like the fear of the unknown.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
Life is scary, especially as a 22-year-old.
absolutely. Absolutely.
I have a 24-year-old daughter who's, yeah, she's like, can we go back to
Yeah.
being like, you know, 11 or 12 again?
I know. I think about that like once a week. I keep being like, I was so blessed to have like no responsibility at all. And now it's like all I think about every single day. But it's a blessing that I get to go after this thing that I really wanted to do for a long time. But at the same time, it is like equally terrifying. And so yeah, that's where the idea for Everyone's Carl came from initially.
Well, that's awesome. All right, what's one piece of advice you'd give aspiring creators?
Oh, that's a great question. I got this advice when I was first wanting to do comics. Um it was like my freshman year and I met a really John Jennings. He's a really great comic book artist and author, super cool guy. And I was like, how do you do so many comics? How do you get so much done in a year? Like all these like great, because he had just created um the parable of the sower and the parable of talents for uh to really like expansive, incredible graphic novels. And they came out at around like similar time periods. So I was like, how do you do that? And he was like, just do the thing. Just do the thing that you want to do. You keep talking about wanting to make comics, but you're not making the comics. So just do it. Just 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 do the thing. Do the thing would be my advice.
Just keep working.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I see so many underclassmen, at least at this school, and people that I've talked to that are getting so much in their own head with like they're literally like locking themselves in their own stories, and it can take like years off your life, you know. You're like you're wanting to get this thing done and it's just all you think about. So just get it started. Do it in whatever fashion that looks like.
Yep, I love that. That's a very similar answer I get a lot, but
Yeah.
it's true. You just have to do it. You have to, you know, I don't think I'm that good of a
Yeah.
writer, but here I am and I have a comic coming out in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So, it's
Absolutely.
crazy.
Absolutely. And
Imposter syndrome
the
at its best.
yeah. Yeah, I think there's something to be said about trying your best and being okay with that no matter, because like good is so subjective, especially now with how many, at least in the comic scene, how like the sheer amount of comics that are coming out all the time. It's just like it's everywhere. So I think that's kind of like it's just trying your best is the most important part, the most important thing.
That's very true. Very true. Well, cool. So I got a few more fun questions, but tell us where we can get your books again.
Yes. Uh, Follow me on my socials at alex.steffen.works. That is on TikTok and Instagram. Those are the main two that I'm on. And steffenworks.com if you want to buy a copy of Everyone's Carl or Valedictorian, which just came out. The graphic novel should be available for pre-order the 25th. Yeah, that's where you can get
And
my stuff.
Valedictorian is a comic or a
Yeah, it's a comic.
it is a comic too? Okay.
It's yeah.
Perfect.
I think I already talked about it earlier a little
Yeah,
bit,
I couldn't
but
remember if
yeah.
it because you talked about
Oh,
doing some other writing as well. Um,
oh, you're good. You're good.
because do you have any like novels or anything like that you're working on, or you're
I
sticking
created
strict to comics?
I created a lot of manuscripts. I write for myself a lot. I I'm when I get bored or like I'll write ideas or concepts of things, but I wrote a few manuscripts way back in high school, freshman year of college that I've been holding on to that are slowly making their way into comics and comic books.
There you
So watch
go.
out for those in the future. Yeah.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
have never been a writer. I never liked writing. I always hated it. That was my worst class in school. Um, but here I am, and I wrote a comic book, and now I can't stop like thinking about writing. It's crazy. Like
Absolutely.
I have like 4 scripts in my head going at one time. It's insane.
Fully get it.
But that's okay.
Yeah, it is
Hopefully, I can
okay.
get by book 4 or 5. I can get good enough to draw my own comic. We'll see. Probably
Hey,
not, which is fine
I'll
because
be looking out for that.
I enjoy working with artists too. I've gotten extremely lucky. My artist for the first one, Mike Algier from Dork Art Studios, has been amazing, and he's
Yeah,
got me hooked up to another person that's going to work on book 2. So we're we're rocking and rolling. They're just waiting on my script.
that's
It's
amazing.
staring at me over there.
Yeah, hey, I get that. Oh my gosh. I I met with a writer the other day just to like talk shop for a little bit, and they put it so like so well. They were like, when you have like a script or something like that, no matter where you are, like in the world, it's always just there, you know? And
Yep,
until it's done, it's always just going to be like lurking in the background.
lurking.
And that's,
Exactly.
yeah,
When
that's how I
is
feel right now.
when's the Cincinnati Comic Con?
The Cincinnati Comic Con was in October. The
Okay.
Indiana Comic Con is June 5th through the 8th.
Okay, Indies in June. Okay.
Yeah,
I might have to check that one out. Actually, I think somebody else told me about that
absolutely.
one too. I need to check that out. I might run up there for
Yeah,
that one.
you should totally
Um,
do that.
I should. I should try to get a booth. But Cincy is in October, huh? I might check that one out too. I might run up for
Yeah,
that one.
since he's in October, they do like this. They call it the Comic Expo instead of Comic Con because it was
Okay.
originally the a con and they changed it up. But yeah, it's a smaller space, but it's like
I don't
really
care.
wonderful. Really, yeah, no,
Right.
it's really wonderful. Yeah, I don't get yeah, doesn't phase me.
Doesn't phase me. I just want to meet people and introduce them to the podcast and,
Yeah.
go from there. All right, cool. Well, I have some fun questions. Who was your first favorite comic book character or superhero?
Oh, okay, okay. I love Dr. Manhattan, but I don't think that was my first. I think my first. I mean, it's got to be Spider-Man. It's got to be
Okay.
Spider-Man. I grew
Dr.
up.
Manhattan's really
Yeah,
good.
I know.
I
Oh, it's
so good.
that was like
I'm
the
still
first
kicking
book
myself from
that I
not
read.
buying that book the other day. I
Yeah.
found
Oh
like
my
the
gosh,
6x9 Watchmen version for like $10 and I didn't buy it. I'm an idiot. Anyway,
dude, dude.
I'll find it
I would
again.
think about that. Yeah, I would think about that
Yeah, I need to
for
rethink my
years.
life.
Yeah. Oh
I
my
mean, it's
gosh.
brand new. It just came out, but it's the new reprint 6x9 reprints that DC's
Yeah. No.
doing.
Yeah.
You
I know
know,
what you're.
for
They look
$10.
incredible. Yeah,
Yeah,
they look so good.
I've bought my daughter a couple of the Harley ones, but I saw it and I picked it up and I was even flipping through it because
Yeah.
I haven't read the comic. I've seen the movie 1,000 times. I might watch it again tonight.
The
It's that good.
the
But
comic.
I was flipping through it just to see some of the scenes from the movie, and it was so
Mhm.
good. I've got to pick it
The
up. I'm a
comic.
huge
The comic
Thor
is.
fan.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I have a lot of Thor stuff, and I'm on this
Yeah.
journey here of reading. Um, I'm reading all the Thor, starting at the beginning, going all
Oh
the
my
way through,
gosh.
and I'm on
Okay.
149. I think I'm going to read tonight. Hold on, I'll tell you exactly. It started
Yeah.
at Journey into Mystery 83,
Yeah.
and then I've been reading one a day. I actually read I read issue 101 on January 1st. So I've been, basically I'm
Yeah.
40,
That's
however many
awesome.
days. Let's see. I read
I,
148 last night, so I'll read 149 tonight. So that means it's day 49 of the year. So, um, so yeah, I'm working on going all the way through that. And when I finish that, the next one, oh God, my Odin just fell. But I got the volume 3 omnibus coming up
wow.
next.
Wow. That's incredible. Oh, and I see you got Mjolnir back there. That's
Yeah, the
incredible.
Lego Mjolnir,
Yeah.
Odin. I
Oh
just
my
got this
god.
Thor statue right here. I just put
Yeah,
it
I
out a
see
little
that.
while
That's
ago.
metal. Oh my
So
gosh.
I'm a Thor
Yeah.
fan. My the other
Yeah.
side of the room's like Harley Quinn, so that's my daughter's side of
Yeah.
the room, and then just some of
Absolutely.
my favorite comics up there. So
Yeah.
it's been
That's
pretty cool.
awesome.
All right, the
That's
next one
awesome.
is: do you remember the first comic book you ever read?
I probably so I grew up going to the library, and so I got a ton of random issues. So there was probably like I don't remember the first. I remember the first time I was blown away by a comic, and that
Sure.
was the Watchmen graphic novel. When I read that, it blew my mind.
How old were you
Alan
when you
Moore
read
is.
that?
I'm not saying that on this show. I'm not saying that on this show. Way too young.
Way
Way
too
too
young
young
to be
for
reading.
sure. Yep.
Hey, it's all
Yep.
right. My youngest daughter's 11, the one I do the show with, and I let her read Harley Quinn and all
Yeah.
that, so it's fine. She's
Oh, some of
reading,
her
and
it
that's what's
yeah.
important.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It
Exactly.
doesn't
That's
matter
what I
how
was
old you were. I was joking, but because
yeah.
I would let my kid read it right now if she wanted to, just because she now loves to read, where 2 years ago it was a struggle to get her to read, right?
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
that's she discovered comics, and I got to rediscover comics now that she's
Yeah.
into it, and it's been a great experience. So what's your favorite current series? Do you have a current series that you read?
I can I I usually I when I have to okay. Absolute Martian Manhunter. I just picked up the first 6 issues
Yeah,
of that. I got the volume 1, and it's amazing. It's so good. The art is gorgeous, and
it
yeah,
is.
it's so good. It's so good.
I
Yeah,
read the
that would
first
be
volume too, or as well. It
yeah.
was so good. Anything else, or is that it?
I read recently. Um, I'm trying to remember the title. It's a Chris Ware book that a friend suggested to me. He writes and illustrates his stuff, and he does this like these crazy setups, but I can't remember the name for the life of me right now. But it'll pop
It's all
in
right.
while we're talking, and
Sure.
just yeah. But yeah,
If you could live in any comic book universe, which would it be?
comic book universe, like just as a normal person,
Yeah.
or okay,
Well,
okay,
the next question is what superpower would you want to have? So I'll let you have your superpower. You can answer both. You
okay,
can pick a
okay.
superpower and live in a universe.
I I know which ones I wouldn't want to live in.
Right?
I would not want to live in the Invincible universe. Everybody's always dying in that. I would not. Uh, yeah. Probably like I want something fun. I want something fun. Um, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I feel like is relatively like normal, but
Pretty
I
much,
want to
yeah.
yeah, I want to.
Ninja
I feel like
Turtles,
it'd be
it's
like
almost like they pulled Ninja Turtles into our world. Like,
yes,
I feel like
yes.
turtles could live in our world. No problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, fully. So I think I would go with that just because, like, it's normal enough and I get to
Yeah.
possibly see a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, which would be crazy.
Right?
But yeah, and then superpower.
Can't wait to read that
I,
too.
yeah, I, I fully get it. I'll catch myself when I'm like talking about comics with my friends, being like, dang, I need to pick that one up. I
Right?
need that one. But yeah, for superpower though, I think I'm gonna have to go super speed. I I love it. I grew up watching the CW, The Flash, before I got super into reading the comics and found out how evil Eobard Thawne was. Um, but yeah, I probably super speed for sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So which character would you want as, and it could be any character. Doesn't have to be a sidekick.
Okay.
But
Okay.
which character would you want as your personal sidekick?
Personal sidekick? I mean, like, I I'm gonna have to like Spider-Man is just so cool. I feel like he'd be a chill dude. I feel like he'd be such a fun guy to just talk to, you know,
Right?
and just have it. Cause like if I have a sidekick who's following me around 24/7, I don't want them to be like Dr. Manhattan because that would scare me so
Right?
bad. But I think, yeah, Spidey's chill. Spidey's great. And he can, like, yeah, you can go anywhere and web sling there. Yeah, maybe Superman too. Oh, he'd be sweet. He'd be a nice guy. One of those two. One of those two for
There you
sure.
go. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. The last one is if your life were a comic book, what would the title be?
Oh,
My guess is Everyone's Carl.
yeah. I thought about saying that. I thought about. Um. Yeah. I think that's perfect. I think that's perfect. Everyone's Carl right now, but a lot of
Yeah,
the
for right
books that I
now.
make are yeah, yeah, yeah. Everyone's Carl.
Well, I mean, it
Everyone's
says
Alex.
you said that you talked about how your life is very similar to that, right? In the art
Yeah.
and the coming into the real world here in a few months,
Yeah.
and you're in your
Absolutely.
last semester of college. It's a scary time,
It absolutely. Yeah.
but
It absolutely
but
is.
you have a
But
plan, and
it's. I
you have
do.
a you have ambition and you have initiative to, you created a book. You create two books. You've created
Yeah.
a graphic
Yeah.
novel. You're getting there. What's your day job?
Day job right now. I have two. I am a tutor at my school, and over the summer, I run my own swim lesson business. That,
Perfect. You're going
yeah,
places.
yeah, yep, yeah. I mean, uh, I wouldn't have it any other way.
There's
It's
nothing
awesome.
better than working for yourself. I worked for myself
Yes.
for
Mm-hmm.
from 2008 to 2018-ish, I worked for myself.
Yeah.
About 10 years. It was amazing. I was broke, but it was
Yeah.
amazing.
That's what, yeah, like it doesn't, it's great. Yeah.
I'm working my way towards that again, like getting back to working, with the podcast and
Yeah.
the comics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going to be doing full time. And if within a couple of years, I'm going to be doing this full time and myself and not working for somebody else. So,
Yeah.
but no, man, it sounds awesome. You've got some plans. You're working hard. You're making it. You're getting there. I can't wait to run into you at a convention.
Absolutely.
Cincy or Indy or wherever we're hanging out. But,
Yeah.
hopefully we'll spot each other, or you'll see my booth or I'll see your booth, and we'll be able to hang
Absolutely.
out in person.
Yeah.
But good luck with the book. I'll put all the links in the descriptions and all that
Thank
for
you
your
so much.
website
Yeah.
and all that. And we'll go from there. But good luck with everything. And thanks for being a guest on Talkin Comics.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for having me. This was a really fun experience. This was really great.
Awesome.
Yeah, I do.
Glad.
I hope I see you at like an indie con.
We don't just talk about comics. We made one.
And it's called the Chronicles of Pete.
At Talkin Comics, we interview creators, show off our comic hauls,
Play fun games and show what we're learning firsthand.
get a free peer review of the Chronicles of Pete by subscribing to our Substack,
Watch the trailer and all the video episodes on YouTube.
or listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Follow along, like, subscribe.
Trying to start a podcast but feeling stuck? At Aquadio, we help creators make waves with everything you need to bring your voice to life. Hosting, recording, editing, and marketing. Whether you're starting from scratch or just need a little help polishing your sound, we're here to hydropower your creativity. Comment on this video or DM us today and let's dive in.